Hello everyone. This week we are working on getting the camper ready. We are going to the UP for 16 days at the end of the month and need to get everything opened up and ready. As you can see, we still have to clean up the mess from when it flooded, and everything's just kind of laying around right now. We've been trying to get a truck, but with the prices right now and the high miles, we decided to wait a little bit longer and keep looking. So we are borrowing my dad's truck for this trip. Not sure which one he's giving us yet, but so this is where we are starting from. Actually, I've already done most of the laundry, but there's still a lot of cleaning to do and a lot of packing up and getting it ready. The Rose of Sharon are blooming nicely right now, which looks nice outside our farm stand. This is the tent we use for the farm stand. We opened last weekend and took orders for the first time. And I'm taking orders again this weekend. Little extra money before we go up north. This is inside the farm stand. All my baked goods go on the racks. We have eggs in the fridge, but we also use that for chocolate or anything that might melt out here. And this year we added a table for everybody to wrap up their purchases, and usually there's a cash box out here. And anytime we have orders, we stick them here for people. It's right off the driveway, so it's a pretty short walk from here to there. Bobby made me an open close sign for this year, so we are working on it. This is how the raised bed garden looks right now. All the flowers are blooming. Doing really well. The tomato plant up here is just loaded. He was stuck on the side of one of the cabbages. The dill didn't get real tall, but it looks like it's starting to form seed heads. This one's just loaded with jalapenos we will have to get today. Dinner plate dahlias got planted late, but they are starting to open now. And the sweet potatoes, they are just going crazy. The vines are coming out everywhere, all the way around. And the carrots and beets are doing really well too. I know I probably didn't thin them enough. You can definitely see the difference now between covering the carrots in this bed and not covering carrots when you plant them. This one only got, maybe a half dozen or so carrots that popped up, and I ended up replanting the bed. The Jerusalem artichokes are definitely growing. The bachelor's buttons are starting to die off now. Everything seems to be going to seed. The pepper plants have really been producing. Bobby's been picking them every other day. And all of the nasturtiums flowered over here. I've had a deer that's been coming through here eating. Oh, we are getting a little cucumber there. We planted market more in here, trying to get extra since the deer were eating them in the big garden. I have been picking elderberries all week. As you can see, I'm going to have to pick some more. This is one of our patches that I have not picked yet. Plan on making syrup after we get back from vacation, so I am just freezing them for now. This is another patch of them that we have. And I've not started picking this one yet either. There used to be a big rope that hung down there that we used to swing off of as kids. My dad took that down years ago, though. When I was a kid, there were pigeons that would sit all inside along the beams and make their nests on the sides. And then they had these little doors that were built right into the barn to go out on, so they could easily get in and out of the barn when it was closed up. These are the doors from the outside. They had a little landing ledge that they could stand on to land or take off. Potatoes are still doing well. Our 3 rows of beans are very short thanks to the deer, groundhog, rabbits, but they are back there. Still fighting with weeds. I can't get them all. All of the tomato plants are loaded, but we have a lot more cherry tomatoes than I thought we did. All of my seeds ended up getting mixed up, so I wasn't sure what was where. But we also do have regular tomatoes, so we'll be fine. We seem to have a summer squash and a zucchini there. A little watermelon. Another summer squash. We're not sure about these patio tomatoes. They do produce really well, but the taste is just not there. They're sour and there's no sweetness to them at all. Maybe I'm spoiled. The plants have definitely shot up though between getting them weeded and the rain we have gotten recently. We definitely need to sink a point or do something to get water out here. What solutions do you guys have for getting water to faraway places and gardens? We planted late, but the corn is looking pretty good at this point. This is where my original greenhouse was, in the orchard. I had planted a lot of pear and apple trees originally 20-ish years ago when I was raising dairy goats, and the goats ate most of the trees when they got out of their pen. So we lost most of them. This really tall one here is a pear that has never gotten fruit because it doesn't have a pollinator. This is one of our 2 crabapple trees, both of which produce nice fruit, that were bought to pollinate my Honeycrisp tree that the goats ate. This is an apple tree I had that was too close to the edge of the woods, so we moved it out, and it lost all its leaves this spring. This is a new pear tree that should help pollinate the other 2 we have. I'm pretty sure the tall one and the big one over here I'm going to show you are Bartletts. So we planted 2 different varieties that are pollinators of that. And this apple tree was a gift from Amanda. And those are my old boxes that used to be in the greenhouse. There are still things growing in there. From 6-8 years ago, I think, was the last time I used this. We did stick a grape in there. And there is still sage growing in there from 6 years ago. And oregano that is flowering. And I think that is it right now. This is the other pear we planted this year. The dragonfly sitting on top of it. This is the other Bartlett we have. And over here we have our mulberries, which I think the birds have pretty much eaten everything off of. Yeah, pretty much. This is our goji berry plant that's actually starting to grow this year. We planted this and the 2 figs last fall off of a clearance rack, and they were mostly dead. This fig is doing the best. This is our peach tree. The plum tree ended up dying after we moved it. This fig is in the back. It's kind of little, but it's shaded quite a bit. This is our raspberry patch. It pretty much goes down here. The coop is in the back. You can see it there. This is another, This is our raspberry patch. It goes down the drainage ditch, and it started a second patch over here. You see it goes right down there to about where the flowers are. And then we have another dead pine here that needs to come down. You see we still have horseradish back here as well. I had dug up some of it and brought it up front. And this is our fence garden that we are going to have to reclaim. We didn't really plant much in here. We have a garlic patch that comes up every year. And we started strawberries and asparagus in here. And yeah, it's pretty much taken over by weeds right now. So we're going to have to get in there and see what's left. And I know the asparagus was growing and there were still strawberries. I think we're going to be best off doing the strawberries up front in a raised bed, because this definitely isn't working. And there is pokeweed growing everywhere. Of course, all the wildflowers are always nice. Black-eyed Susans, Queen Anne's lace. We have a big patch of burdock over here. You can see all the little thistles it's forming. Back there is where we've been throwing our compost for years. And the burdock likes that. I am hoping next year we get pears, because I think this tree is ready. It just needed those pollinators that we bought this year. Over here we have our other crab apple and a regular apple right here. These crab apples are bigger. One thing I always thought cool growing up was all the random farm equipment that was here and there around the property left from my great-grandparents. This is one of those pieces that is by my orchard. This looks like it was an old wagon, I'm assuming, looking at the wheels. Then there's something else right here. And then we have this piece. Babies pilfering through the raspberries and other things. There's the pond. It's almost empty. And this is the last piece. Always fun walking through the woods to see what new deadfall is down after a storm. This is all new stuff, including this. There's more that has fallen at some point. You can hear Bailey barking all the way in the woods because he misses his mama.
We put that there recently.
I'm sure there's quite a few things living in there. And the blackberry patch. One of the swing sets for the Grands. We like the camper back here, but it's just too hard to get power back here. And this is the other swing set. We used to have a trampoline, but our grandson and nephew decided to break it, so we need to get rid of this. We have 2 mulberries here, and another one here that we are letting grow. We also have a patch of elderberries back here. I already picked this one, so there's no berries on there. And back to the camper. Bailey, Tanner. This is our nectarine tree. It's in the front yard. Over here we have blueberries and honeyberries. These were all transplanted this year because they were in bad locations, so they all look a little rough, but we did still get berries off of some of them. These 2 are honeyberries. There's a baby blueberry in the cage. Baby blueberries in these cages. And these are all blueberries. All the way down the line. And they seem to be doing a lot better here already. They were being drowned out where they were.